one of our followers asked, okay, so he actually heard about DIVO, but then his concern is when he heard about Old Klang Road, immediately he is very concerned. So he asked me this, asked our channel this question. So he said that Old Klang Road is always jammed, right? So how would it affect the accessibility of this project?
That's a very good question, actually. We are very eager to answer this question. All right, so let me share my screen for a moment.
Sure.
Right. Let me know when you can see my screen, Harris.
Can. Nice.
All right, can see. Yes. Yep. So this is basically DIVO residence, and this is the facade lah. Okay. So if you know anything about Old Klang Road, right, it's actually located right in the middle of KL and PJ. So basically, it's like one corner away to most of the major cities now. Like as you can see on the screen here, Mid Valley, Bangsa South, Bukit Jalil, Sunway Pyramid, and even KLCC. It's all within 10 km.
Yep.
Yes, normally I get a lot of people telling me also like, hey, Old Klang Road so jam cannot stay one lah. But I mean, honestly lah, right now in the city center lah, which area is not jam, right? Like you can see now, Puchong also quite jam already lo. That place so far also got jam. So now it's no longer about how jam is the area. Rather than how jam is the area, we look at how far you need to jam. So you can see you want to go to all these major cities, it's all within 10 km. So your jamming distance is actually not that far. You know what I mean? Like, instead of jamming for 45 minutes, you only jam like 20 minutes because the distance is shorter. On top of that, as you can see here, DIVO residence is actually located right in the middle of this entire strip of Old Klang Road. Okay. The benefit of being in the middle, okay, is that you had a lot of entry and exit point, as you can see here. So these are the path that I myself drove before. I purposely go and find out myself on where is all these exit points. Okay. So right now you can see like this road jam, then you can go out, let's say from Kuchai Lama, or let's say OUG jam, you can go out from Pearl Point. It's very, very flexible being in the middle. Yes, which other property in Old Klang Road might not offer, but DIVO residence definitely can offer. And then similarly, when you are coming back into DIVO residence, you can use the same roads. Basically, it's very, very flexible. It all depends on how you plan ahead. Like, if this road jam, how you can lari. Yes. So
I think this is a very good point because our audience is also, he raised this matter because he's working in KL and his girlfriend is working in PJ. So he was trying to find a place that is in the middle of everything. Yeah.
Yes.
So I think
I hope normally for people looking for both sides, Old Klang Road is perfect. One highway away, you are in PJ, and one highway away, you are in KL. Very convenient.
Okay, so now moving on to the second point, which here actually this also is one of the most talked about topic, right? No matter today you actually go and see the showroom yourself, or you actually heard it from someone to share. We always talk about competition or oversupply, right? So coming back to Old Klang Road in particularly, so this audience actually raised up that Old Klang Road has such high competition. Okay, so is there any chance of appreciation in this location?
I see. Okay, so no doubt in my mind, like, when you pass by Old Klang Road, like, definitely you'll see a lot of condo here. There's no doubt about it. But what we want to focus is that Old Klang Road is actually separated into three parts. I would like to elaborate. So the front part, normally what we call Sepute, and then the middle is what we call like a very matured area, and then the back is more like a Jalan Puchong area. Okay, so what we are focusing in is the middle. Okay, so normally for appreciation, okay, we will look at four factors. Okay, so these four factors are commercial, okay, offices, residential, and of course your accessibility. So if let's say your area got these four things in hand, these four factors, chances of your property increasing in value is very high. So example is like in Mont Kiara, Bangsa South, and also Mid Valley. They all have the similarities of a commercial, offices, residential, and good accessibility. Yes. So tie back to this area in what we call the middle part of Old Klang Road, which DIVO is located, is actually a very mature area. As you can see here, okay, there is 2 shopping mall within walking distance. Okay, one is Pearl Point Shopping Mall. I believe this is a very popular mall. Everyone that pass by here would know the big McDonald from the roadside. Okay.
Yep.
Secondly is Miller Square. Miller Square will be completing end of this year. Okay, and then with it will comes a whole lot of commercial unit, a college, and also grade A offices. Okay.
Yep.
And also, if you know Oakland Road lah, a lot of food to makan one. I'm currently staying here. Until now, I still haven't tried all the food yet. So all these things add in together, right? Combines to the 4 factor. Yes. So
Well, I
DIVO,
didn't know. Sorry, I didn't know that Oakland Road Middle has so many things that is walking distance.
yes, actually, you'll be surprised though if let's say someday your car not working, you want to go out and buy some stuff, you'll notice that a lot of things is within walking distance. Yes. So actually the middle part is not that big lah. So I would say roughly 1 to 2 to 3 km like that, then you can walk the whole thing already. In terms of length lah, okay? Roughly that lah. Yeah.
Yep.
So other than all these 4 factors contributing into this middle part of Oakland Road, we also received news that there is a proposed MRT station in this part of Oakland Road. Okay. Exactly where we don't know lah, but proposed is near the Scott Garden there lah, right before Scott Garden next to the bridge. Proposed only lah, this one not confirmed lah. So you will think lah, like why the government would want to spend this much money and invest a station here in this part of Oakland Road? Yes,
True.
because they see the potential and they want to increase the accessibility in this place, bringing in more human traffic and then therefore raising the rental and the value of this whole area.
Wow. I think for those people who are living in Oakland Road, when they heard about this, right? I'm sure that it is very, very excited. Even for
very
us,
shocked already.
Yeah, even for us traveling here most of the time. Because I think the next part, Justin has prepared something which would help everyone to have some idea what is the potential appreciation in terms of pricing as well, right, Justin?
Yes, exactly. So for this one, normally we will see completed, like the newer condos will be slightly more expensive, right?
Yes.
Compared to the old ones. So in DIVO's case, you will see this middle section, there isn't a lot of condo. There's only this few. And you can see DIVO is actually the cheapest among all. Yes, in this age where, material price are hiking, all the constructions price are increasing, DIVO can still manage to bring the price per square feet down to 680 instead of 700 or 800.
Yep.
So in the future, okay, let's say once it's completed, your condo will be newer than the rest, but cheaper. So you can see the room there to grow is very high. Yes. So once you start renting out, then the demand will be higher. Like people would actually look for this kind of low dense, good accessibility, and new, beautiful condo rather than those old small condo, right? I mean, come on, if let's say the old one renting for 800 per room, the new one renting for 850 a room, I will go for 850 also, of course.
I think you mentioned a good point here is that this buyer, particularly why I asked this question, is because he actually has a unit in Oakland Road as well, right? And surprisingly, it's just right opposite of DIVO. So I think what you have shared, I mean, just to summarize, I think from here, what I can see is that the per square feet of DIVO indeed, for a new project that's going to complete 4 years from now, okay, you are actually entering below what is the current market value surrounding.
Yes, exactly.
So exactly. I hope that for those who are watching, right, like I said, you can keep the questions coming. But again, why we are addressing this question now is because I believe a lot of people will have this concern as well. Like when it comes to buying a new project, right? Like what you mentioned, most of the time is more expensive because you have to understand now the cost of material is no longer the same 4 years ago or 5 years ago. Even like 4 years from now, right? The cost of material maybe would be double or triple. But yet, if you can buy even below the current market price, right? I would say that the risk is lower. All right, so let's move on to our next question, because I think these followers has been following us for some time, and he actually wanted to also know the point of view from us regarding, right, the layout. Okay, so over here, he actually asked that this person, this customer, is looking for investment. However, he actually met an agent who actually also proposed this project. However, the agent actually shared two layout, but then she mentioned, because the more options she has, the more confused she are.
Yes.
So this question will be for you, lah, right? So which
Okay.
layout is suitable for investment from your point of view?
I see. So for those who don't know which layout we're talking about, let me show you first. Okay. So basically for DIVO, there's these three layouts. Okay. So the first one is the 3-room layout. Okay. The second one is a 4+1 room and 2 bath. So for this one, the master room and all the rooms are on one side. Okay. And then for the third layout is this one. The master room is on the right side and the rest of the rooms are on left side, which is a 4+1 as well. Okay,
I see.
so these are the layout we are talking about. So for those who don't know, so if you ask for my opinion, okay, I would say it all depends on your affordability.
I see.
Yes. So if let's say you can afford the 4 rooms, go for the 4 rooms. If you can afford the 3 rooms, go for the 3 rooms. Okay. So before that, let me show you the 3-room rental price around Auckland Road. Okay.
Okay.
So these are the 3 projects currently around Auckland Road, around the middle part of Auckland Road. Residency V, Pearl Surya, and Vivo Residence. All these are the same 3-room, 2 bath, fully furnished. As you can see here, for fully furnished unit, 3-room, 2 bath, you can fetch roughly 2,008 to 3,005 ringgits per month. Okay. So how does this rental relate to your monthly installment? Your monthly installment is only 2,003 to 2,004 per month for a 3-room. So if you are fetching 2,008 it's safe to say you are covering your principal, your interest, and also your maintenance.
Yep.
Yes. So this is the power of Auckland Road. I always mention to my customers, this is the power of Auckland Road. Okay. So why did I say if you can afford 4 rooms, go for 4 rooms? Okay. So before I step into that point, I need to share a little bit about my personal experience. So right now, I'm renting a middle room in Millers.
Yep.
Okay. So the middle room in Millers is currently costing me 850 per month. Okay. And then my colleague, which is renting the master room, is 1,003 per month. So it might not sound a lot to you, but for investors, this is actually a very good thing. As you can see right here, this is the rental strategy that we propose to our customers when they want to do investment. Okay, we will oftentimes partition out the living area and make it into another room. Okay, so for my unit in Millers, there's 3 rooms, and then they partition it into a 4-room. So the master room is fetching around 1,003. My room is fetching around 850. The small room is fetching around 750. And the partition room, which is the balcony room, is fetching around 1,000.
Wow, even more expensive. How come?
Yes, even because they have the balcony. Yes.
Ah,
Yeah, because they have a balcony, they can hang their clothes there. Yes.
True.
So it's basically like a attached bathroom, quote unquote attached bathroom for the balcony area. So that's why they can fetch higher. Yes, so this is a real life example. Currently, all these room got people renting one. They are paying this kind of rental, okay, for Millers. Yes. So this is not just about covering your installment and your maintenance already. This is about how much you can earn already. Okay. So in terms of renting rooms by room, definitely more rooms you have, the better. Means the more room you have, you can fetch more income. That's why I say if you can afford the 4 rooms, go for it.
Okay, I have a question here. You share about rental, right? Like 1,000, 1,001, 800 for middle room. But who are actually renting? I mean, to me, it sounds a bit maybe student. No, I mean like maybe student will consider to rent a room. But really, is there a market? What do you think?
Yes, actually there is a market. Yes. So as of now, as you can see in Oakland Road, actually there isn't much students renting here one. They are mainly working people, like white
Mm,
collars, they go to office one. You know, they are
mm,
currently at this stage, right, where their income can afford a car, but they cannot afford a house. So they
good
rent.
point.
Yes, as you can see, Oakland Road is in the middle of PJ and KL. So all those
Yep.
people that fits in this income range okay, would actually
Mm,
rent here because the rental here is not super expensive, but it's very convenient in terms of location. So that's why a lot of people would actually, choose to rent here before they
mm.
get their first house. Yes,
Wow, that's
yes.
actually a
And
good
then this,
point. Cause
yes.
yeah. So
Oh,
I think
sorry.
because why think is a good point. You actually
Mhm.
remind me that most of my colleagues lah, right,
Yes.
especially if they are from outstation, I
Mhm.
can feel nowadays they are very stressful. Cause why? If they want to come KL to cari makan, right? Imagine you want to rent a studio lah, right? In a
Yeah.
like I would say KL city center nowadays.
Mhm.
Can you guess how much is the rental price? City
Wow,
center.
KLCC there.
Yeah. Anyone
One
can
room.
comment. Anyone, yeah, you can comment.
I let
You
them go
get
first.
studio. Yeah. So one of the highest that I heard before is
Mhm.
actually 2,800 ringgit.
Woohoo.
Yeah. So
Dang.
and that location, right? No surprise is nearby Mid Valley, which is
Mhm.
the KL Eco City lah.
Mhm.
So when I heard about you sharing that, wow, 800, 1,000, even in Oakland Road itself, I'm not so surprised anymore.
Yeah.
So, so yeah, I think those who are watching, right, if today you find that, hey, actually, a lot of times when it comes to investment, right, we
Mhm.
never really thought about uh, whether is there a market, right? You can rent
Mhm.
out very high, but is there a market for it? So I think
Yes.
just now we actually have shown that, with Justin what have analyzed,
Mhm.
if today you target the right market at the right location, it's not an issue.
And
Yeah,
then just a small little tip, one more.
yeah.
You know Millers, right? Actually, Millers will bring in a grade A office and also a college. So
Okay,
further
for those who don't know
increasing
where
the
is
market.
Milas, maybe can you
Oh,
refresh? Yeah,
all
where is
right.
the location?
Okay, let me go back to the slide. Okay, probably this one. Okay, so you can see DIVO is right here.
Yeah,
Can you see in the middle there's this arrow pointing to this building called Miller Square?
yeah.
Yes, it's a recently completing soon project lah. Only two
Mm-hmm.
towers have been repeat, three more coming soon. So with
Wow.
that three towers that come in, it will bring in a mall, it will bring in grade A offices, and it will bring in a shopping mall.
Oh,
So further expanding the rental market for DIVO and this whole
I
area.
see. Wow.
Yes.
Sounds interesting as well. I
Yes.
think, yeah, for those who are watching today, right, and you never heard about Miller Street, I think it's time that you take note. Because
Yeah.
I feel like nowadays in the market, a lot of times people are concerned that, oh, you talk about office, but how long you have to wait before there is a future development, right? But from what I hear, I think good thing about Devo is that by the time it complete, right, I think Millers has already been running
Yes.
for about 2 to 3 years. Okay,
Yes, exactly.
so I think this is a good point to take note of. Right, so there's another buyer here. I think this one is quite, I think, close to signing already. And yeah, he actually PM us about this question, and and one of his concern is that he want to ask,
Mhm.
since you talk about rental so good, right, and
Mhm.
location is very convenient, but is there really big market
Mhm.
for this type of property or not?
I see. So
Yep.
it's a very good question, means that you've done your homework. You know what to look for in terms of property. You know how to look for the market. So the market, right, for this project, okay. So first of all, it's the first time homeowners, okay, as you can see here, okay. The first time homeowners, they would actually look for this area because the property price of this area haven't reached sky high yet.
Mm.
If let's
Yep.
say you can buy a property in the middle of KL and PJ at a
Mm.
quite reasonable price, definitely a lot it's like very attractive to a lot of people.
Mm.
Yes. So secondly, the market that will buy into this place is couples that just got married and they're still working. Okay. So an example would be, let's say, husband is working in KL. Okay. But the wife is working in PJ. And when they got married, they want to stay together, they don't know where to stay. So where better than Old Clan Road? Because both sides are very near. It's like a middle
point. And I
point.
agree with this point also because I have a lot of buyers who are looking at this area because not just husband working, wife is working, but also another good important point to take note is that their children, right? They want their children to be close to school, right? And as you know, Old Clan Road has a lot of options, either Chinese school, Malay school, also college, and as well as secondary school. So I think this is a very good point mentioned by Justin.
Yes. What you want also got ready this place.
Yeah.
So the next one, those people like senior citizens, okay, they would also look for places like this. Why senior citizens would look for a place like this instead of a landed? Because, right, like, you know, when their children grow old, their children will move out, right? So when their children move out, they don't need such a big space anymore at home. So what they would do is they would choose to downsize, okay? So they would downsize to a condo and they would also look for security. Yes, because compared to a landed, right, condo actually provides more security with all the access card, guard houses and CCTVs and the guards patrolling. It provides a more safer environment to live in. Yes. And also lastly, okay, there are also people who is living nearby. You know, like let's say a guy, he lives with his family in OUG area. And then now he's very used to this area already. He don't want to move to any other place. So they would automatically look for Old Clan Road and OUG this area. And then Old Clan Road being Old Clan Road with all the benefits of the capital appreciation and also the market, they would opt for this place in Old Clan Road.
Okay.
Yes. And then in terms of rental market, as I mentioned already just now, the rental market is targeting at those people that is working but haven't have the salary to afford buying themselves a condo yet.
And there is one question so far which I think has been coming in quite a lot, and this one I actually would let Justin to answer. It's a very simple yet I think also a concerning question.
Yes.
Which is Chen has asked, right? Last but not least, I think this is the last question for today, which is leasehold, right, a big factor for this project? I think what he mentioned is that because there is some freehold project around this area.
Yes.
So he's concerned whether should I go for freehold or should I stick to leasehold? So what is your point of view on this?
Actually, this is a very good question. You know, a lot of customers also feedback to me about this question. Okay, so actually for condo, right? Okay, this is a very this is a knowledge I would like to share with you guys is that actually when you buy a condo, you don't really own the piece of land down there. You are just basically buying a parcel in the air. Okay. So it's safe to say that the land has nothing to do with you. Okay, but price do price do matter to you, like, you know, price would matter to you. So if you compare freehold and a leasehold land, when they just launch, right, freehold land would definitely be pricier because they have
more
the
expensive,
premium. Yes, more expensive. They will charge you higher just because it's a freehold land. Yes. So in terms of affordability, in terms of investment, leasehold is definitely better because it means that, you know, your entry price is low. Yes. And in terms of capital appreciation, is similar. One of the great example I would use is that Per Surya and Residency V. Okay, so they both started off selling almost the same time, but that time Residency V being a freehold project is more expensive than Per Surya. And if you see right now until now, I think like 5-6 years already, the price, right, their appreciation, they appreciated to almost the same price.
Wow.
So if you think of it, if you think about it, if you are the one that bought the leasehold project that time, okay, you bought cheaper than Residency V, but now you guys are at the same price. How would you feel?
Exactly.
Yeah. You will feel so good, like, wow, luckily I buy leasehold. Yeah. And then also another part of the concern is that, people will say, I buy freehold land because I worry the government later take back the land, right?
Yeah.
But honestly, in this developing nation, where land is a little bit short now, if let's say government will take back a freehold land, they will take also one. There's no law stating that, you cannot take back a freehold land. They can.
Yeah.
Yes. So,
Agree.